Welcome back to another tutorial on dreams. I'm just doing some very simple tutorials, things that I guess would be considered for beginners, but we all have to begin someplace. So I'm going to start with going into our menu here and creating an object. We're going to start off with just a simple square. We're going to change the color to green because we're going to create a grassy area. We want a green color. We want the fleck style to be streaky, and we want the finish to be rough, and we want to just, I'm using the move controller, so I'm just going to make ourselves here just a flat area that we will now use for creating our grassy little area here. So we've got that. Now we can just go ahead and go into the tweak menu. It's a little bit easier to do some of this in the tweak menu. And so we're going to go in here. We're going to bring this looseness up to about 40, 45. Take this up to about, maybe around 70 or so. And then if we go over here into this menu, we can get the flow going, a little bit of wave, and let's see where we stand here. We can see that we got a little bit of grassy effect here. Let's go ahead and get out of the tweak menu for a moment. Let's go back up here and let's just send this moving, and we can see that we have the grass. What we can do is we can go back into here. I don't know if I did this or not, but we can comb that so that all the grass is kind of going in the same direction. We can do that. That also tends to lift the grass up a little bit. And I think you can see that we have a nice little grassy area. We're going to use that now, get out of that, and we'll also temporarily get out of the play mode. And so now we can see we have a nice grassy little area here that we can now use as our little basic little meadow. We're going to put some flowers in here now. I'm going to just resize this up a little bit. And so now we're going to let's put some flowers in that meadow. And so we're going to go now into our paint mode, and we're going to pick a color for our paint. We want that fleck to be the heavy, and I guess just so we can see real easy, we'll go with a nice bright red flower. And now we can just put that one fleck down, but it's not going to look much like a flower. So we're going to go into the guides mode, and we're going to click on a kaleidoscope. And now you see that this gives us a variety of shapes here that we can use. We can move that around a little bit and get different styles. And it looks like petals. So I'm just going to go ahead and go with that. And we can also change the color of the second group of petals. And let's go ahead and make that maybe more of a purple. And so now we've got a flower with red and purple. So let's just go ahead and use that. So now we've got a flower here that we can look at and put that down. Now we want to do more than one flower. We want to do a whole field of flowers. That flower is also maybe a little bit big. But first thing we're going to do is we want to select that and go into the tweak menu. And primarily we just want to look at the duplicates. There's a little sheet there, Dolly the sheep I suppose it is, for making cloning. And we want to be on a flat plane, which is the field of grass. And we want to make all directions, and we want to make a whole number of copies. And of course they're all really big right now, so let's scale down the flowers, so about that size. And we want to spread them out, so let's just go ahead and spread them out about that far. We can make more, pick the flowers up and make more copies, and we can adjust the scale a little bit. So now we have a whole bunch of flowers, and we can grab those and we can put them into our grassy area. and we want them to be just above the grass surface. If you put them too low down, they disappear in the grass. If you get them too high, when you're actually, as a puppet, and you're actually wandering around, you will, they'll be at waist level or knee level, which is too high. So you need to kind of just find the sweet spot where they're just above the grass and not hiding too much in the grass. So let's go ahead and put that down. And then we will immediately clone that and give us another group over here. And so now we've got a nice field of flowers that's looks like it's filling up very nicely there. So let's test this out by going and adding a puppet. I'll just put in a basic puppet here. I'll scale the puppet down and put the puppet in there, and then we will go into play mode. And let's go to play mode, and we'll change controllers and go with this, and we walk around. We'll see that there's a nice little grassy area there with the flowers all kind of just randomly placed. They're not too high. They look like they're just about where they want to be, right on the surface of the grass. And now we can duplicate this whole section and create a very large scene, but this is just the basics of creating a grassy little area with flowers. And you can go back and you could add different flowers. You can add yellow flowers. There's a lot that you can do. I talked about making a butterfly to add to this scene, so let's get out of this and go back into the edit mode. I'm going to change controllers and make a very simple butterfly, and this will be an animation. We want, go into paint mode, we want the heavy. Let's pick a different color for our butterfly. Let's go with something we can see real easily. So let's go with let's go with a blue. Go with a nice blue. And we want to turn off the kaleidoscope. We just want a single. This is going to be just a very basic, simple little butterfly with wings like that. So we're going to put that down. It's going to be 2 frames. This is frame 1. All right. Now we immediately go to the menu here, and we go next frame. And now we really can't see that too well, but it's kind of ghosted out. And then we're going to put this other one right next to it. Hopefully we get close enough that it works. And so then we exit out of that. Now we have a butterfly. Let's go into the tweak menu. And for this butterfly, we're going to be looking at the animation. It's 2 frames. This is the first frame, and this is the second frame, and you can see that they just go back and forth. And so we're going to loop. We're going to do a speed of 10, and let's go ahead and out of this, go back and run our play. And now we can see that our little butterfly is just a very simple 2-frame butterfly, but we're going to go ahead and just put that in the scene. I'm going to reduce it down a little bit so it's not quite so big and bulky. And we'll just take that butterfly and put him down in the scene here, and he's just going to sit there. But we can make him move now. Let's go ahead and get out of the play mode for a moment, and we'll leave the butterfly fairly large so we can see him. Well, now what we want to do is we want to have that butterfly move. So we're going to go into the animation mode, get the action recorder, and we're going to place that action recorder right about there, and put that on the butterfly if we can. All right, let's see here. All right, now we're going to be recording the butterfly. So we grab the butterfly and we just kind of move him around. You can see it's keeping track of his flight, and that fills up. We end that, we stop recording, we go back into play mode, and let's just go ahead and go back and play with the puppet. changing controllers again. So now I'm back with our regular PS4 controller. And now we see that as the you can see that little butterfly kind of floating around. He's taking that path that we did with the action recorder, and we can make that butterfly obviously smaller so it looks a little more realistic, but I wanted you to be able to see it okay. So there we go. We have flowers, we have a butterfly, and we have a grassy field. That should get you started. Hope you enjoyed the little demo here, and I hope you have fun. As I like to say, just come back for more demos and tutorials, and in the meantime, keep on dreaming.